Alright, gather round, folks. Let's talk about Money Heist, a show that proves that when you put on a red jumpsuit and a mask, you can become the most wanted criminal in the world. Seriously, how does a mask and a jumpsuit make you so dangerous? You get a bunch of random people, call them the professor's crew, and boom, suddenly they're all robbing the Royal Mint of Spain like it's a walk in the park. But hold on, this isn't just any robbery, no. This is a master plan of epic proportions, like the kind of heist you'd plan after a lifetime of watching heist movies and playing chess. The professor's brilliant, but is he really that smart? First things first, the professor, the man, the myth, the legend, comes up with the entire plan. He's like the mastermind of this operation. And you'd think, okay, this guy's got everything under control. But no, this guy's got some serious issues too. It's not just robbing a bank, no. It's making sure no one can trace them. And that's where the genius comes in. They even spend days and weeks planning every detail. Every single tiny move accounted for. It's almost like watching a chess game, but everyone's wearing masks and holding guns. So while the heist is going down, you're just thinking, can they actually pull this off? But plot twist, it's not all going to plan. Surprise, the crew. More dysfunctional than a family Thanksgiving. Now let's talk about the crew. These guys, they're not just robbers. They're a group of misfits brought together by one man's very questionable ideas. You've got a master thief who can barely keep it together emotionally, a gunman with anger issues, and a woman who's basically just too hot to be trusted. And then, we've got the professor's obsession with one of his crew members that just gets creepier and creepier. But hey, it makes for great TV, right? One of the funniest parts of Money Heist is watching this group of adults who can pull off the biggest heist of their lives, yet still act like they're in high school. They have arguments, they break the rules, and then there's always the one person who can't seem to keep their emotions in check, making the whole situation even more complicated. You get hot messes, betrayals, and love triangles that somehow make this whole robbery of billions feel more like a soap opera with guns. The romance you never knew you needed, or wanted. Oh. And don't even get me started on the romantic subplots, because you can't just have a heist without a little bit of love drama, right? Tokyo and Rio, Berlin and his own self-destructive tendencies, and Professor and his weird obsession with one of the crew members. You'd think with all this tension and dangerous situations, the last thing on these people's minds would be a romance, but nope, they can't help themselves. It's like watching a train wreck. You know it's coming, but you can't look away. The heist. Can they really pull it off? Okay, so now it's time for the heist itself. These people aren't just robbing a small vault in the back of a bank. No, they're taking on the Royal Mint of Spain. This place is supposed to be impenetrable. But you know what? These guys didn't read that impenetrable manual. They've got a plan, sure, but nothing goes according to that plan. There's always a bunch of things that could go wrong, and guess what? They all go wrong, like everything is a disaster, one after the other. But instead of quitting, the crew adapts. You think they're going down. Nope, they turn the tables. They're like the most resourceful people on the planet when it comes to getting themselves out of trouble. One minute, you think the cops are closing in, and the next minute, they're robbing you from the inside out. And speaking of cops, you think they're on top of things? Yeah, right. The police are just as dysfunctional as the robbers, and that's honestly what makes this entire show even more entertaining. You just can't predict what's going to happen next. It's high stakes, high drama, and every twist makes you scream, how is this even possible? The last thing you want to do? Cross the professor. So now let's talk about the professor, the guy pulling all the strings from behind the scenes. Can you believe this guy has his entire life planned out? Like, not just a robbery, but his whole existence. And he doesn't just sit back and relax either. He's in the middle of the action, making things happen while wearing a cheap suit and sunglasses. The guy's outsmarting everyone left and right. But as with all plans, there's always someone who screws it up. He's a mastermind, but even he knows, sometimes being a genius isn't enough. It's all about timing and the will to keep pushing forward, no matter how many things go wrong. Trust me, this show will make you think twice about robbing a bank, or maybe not, who knows. The real question, can they get away with it? Okay, so now you're wondering, can they actually pull this off? Because the tension's building. The betrayals are piling up, and you're just watching in absolute disbelief at what's unfolding. Every episode, you think they're one step away from getting caught, but they somehow keep getting away with it. So, yeah, can they? Well, you'll have to watch and find out. But spoiler alert, it's not as simple as, hey, let's rob a bank. There's backstabbing, twists, and a whole lot of what the heck just happened moments. You won't be able to stop watching until the very end. The bottom line: a wild ride from start to finish. In conclusion, Money Heist is everything you didn't know you needed. It's a heist movie, a soap opera, and a mind-bending, action-packed thriller all wrapped in one. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll yell at your TV when things go sideways, and you'll be on the edge of your seat as this crew tries to pull off the heist of a century. It's a roller coaster that never slows down, and trust me, you won't regret hopping on.